Hi everyone, today we'll be talking about the Library of Alexandria.
The Library of Alexandria is often remembered as one of the greatest symbols of lost knowledge in human history. It was also a universal library that contained hundreds of scrolls, documenting important research from across the world. So, the library is part of a larger research institution called the Mausoleum, which was dedicated to the Muses, the 9 goddesses of the arts. So, since there's 9 goddesses, I don't know all of them.
I know one. I think it starts with a C.
Yeah, Calliope. That's the
Calliope.
only one.
It's about cows.
Actually, I don't know. I'm saying it correctly.
Is Calliope about cows?
No. They're about arts. Okay.
Oh.
So, like, each goddess would have, like, weaving, crafting, painting. You get it.
But actually, cows could be a piece of art, too. You can use the leather from the cows.
That's okay, but let's not talk about that right now. So, a little bit backstory. After Alexander the Great died, his 3 closest generals got together to split the empire, Ptolemy included. Ptolemy wanted to split the empire evenly, but the others were a little bit power hungry.
Why? Why couldn't they just be fair, like today?
No one's fair today, but everyone wants to be the leader. Do you want to be
my friends are fair.
Well, then you're just, you guys have a different way.
Aww.
Yeah, because if you want to succeed, you need to be leadership. Think about leadership, okay?
Okay.
So, they were power hungry and they wanted to rule the empire for themselves. But,
Ptolemy didn't want that.
Yeah, but Ptolemy had to agree to it.
So I think Ptolemy instantly headed to Egypt, right?
Yep, he instantly headed to Egypt. The most coolest and richest part of Alexander's empire. So, Ptolemy once started a library around 3rd century BCE, and it was built in Alexandria, hence the name, the Library of Alexandria. So the goal of Ptolemy was to collect every single book in the world and make the library a hub of knowledge. To get more books, ships who passed through Alexandria's harbor had to give up all their manuscripts to be copied.
So that's how they got all their knowledge.
Yep, they used their royal power. Ptolemy's technically royal at that point.
So what about the other 2 generals who wanted to conquer the world?
I don't know, they're just somewhere. Yep, but Ptolemy's here. And
but how did the Library of Alexandria get destroyed if Ptolemy really wanted it to be built?
We'll get to that later. Okay, so Ptolemy used his royal power to stop every single ship and give up all their manuscripts to be copied. And the copies would later be returned to them. So there would be 2 copies of everything. And scholars were funded to write and translate and copy the books and scrolls. And people were sent on missions around the Mediterranean or Europe to gather more manuscripts and scrolls for the library.
Whoa.
The Library of Alexandria also had the first cataloging system to keep all the books organized.
Was it made by people named Euclid?
No, it wasn't made by people. So, like, some of the greatest thinkers in history studied or worked. Yep, including Euclid, who studied geometry, Eratosthenes, and Callimachus, who created the early catalog system. I was reading this book recently, and I think it also mentioned some other people in it that also studied there. I think like it said, trust. Okay, I don't think it's here, actually. I think it's in my other book. I think it's in this book. I think.
My sister really likes learning things, and she just...
No, I'm reading this for research.
And you love learning.
I love learning. Learning is so awesome.
Inside the Library of Alexandria, there was a lot of scrolls, right? Like, how many?
Estimations are 40,000 to 400,000 books.
Whoa, is that even more than Round Rock Public Library?
Definitely. And I think I remember this other guy, Pythagoras. Pythagoras created the Pythagorean theorem. Have you learned? Yeah. The Pythagorean theorem
is A squared plus B squared equals C squared.
Yep. Okay. And anyways, the scrolls were on subjects including math, astronomy, medicine, philosophy,
but
and
why
literature.
did they need scrolls on all these subjects? Why couldn't they just collect one subject?
Because they wanted to learn, and you need a variety of stuff to learn. I mean, you can't learn science without math, right?
Like this guy.
Yep, that was Napoleon. Show them. Wait, like this is Napoleon.
You dragged Napoleon in.
Okay, and we're getting off topic here. But anyways, the burning of the Library of Alexandria wasn't actually... Oh, this is where we get to your question. The burning of the Library of Alexandria wasn't actually a single moment where everything was destroyed. It was likely through multiple events.
Oh, I thought it was a single moment where everything was destroyed. Did anyone die during the accident?
That's what I just said. It wasn't a single moment where everything was destroyed.
I thought everyone died because it happened in a really single moment.
Some people might have died. Aww. No, okay, wait. Okay, anyways, the first event was when Julius Caesar in 48 BC set fire to ships in Alexandria, and the fire may have spread to some parts of the libraries, but it didn't destroy everything. And the second event was basically caused by humans, kind of. Over time, the fundings for the library decreased, scholars left, and political instability increased.
But how did that destroy the library?
Because, like, let's say some other place like China. Maybe China has more books, then the scholars will be attracted to that place. And then fundings decrease, so no one would study or work there, so the library would soon be, like, forgotten.
Oh.
So the library might have been destroyed from just, like, us. Human neglect. The third event was the Christian era conflicts. During this, the CRPM, a secondary library, was also destroyed. And event 4, this might have been a myth and not reliable history, but Caliph Umar is sometimes blamed.
Did we lose knowledge?
We did. We lost a lot.
Did we lose Greek fire?
I think so.
Did we lose
Or we just, like, never knew. No, we didn't lose everything. It's like if we lost everything, we wouldn't know all these cool people existed.
Because I've seen, because on YouTube, there's a guy who said, like, we actually lost Greek fire.
We probably did lose Greek fire.
But if we didn't lose all our knowledge, why do we have to lose Greek fire?
Because we lost all our knowledge, so we lost Greek fire. We didn't lose all our knowledge, actually. We saved some, but we just lost Greek knowledge. We lost Greek knowledge, okay? So, was it really lost knowledge? This is the most important modern insight. The loss is often over-exaggerated. Why? Because many works were copied elsewhere. Knowledge continued on in Rome by in Islam, India, and China. So the library was important, but it wasn't the single source of all knowledge in the world.
China's awesome.
Hey, that's bias. I'm also biased, but we can't be biased. The Library of Alexandria still matters today because it became a symbol, not just a place. It represents humans' pursuit of knowledge and humans' neglect of knowledge.
Back then, was there a girl who, like, was really smart?
Actually, we'll get to that later. It's actually part of this.
Oh, that's so cool.
Anyway, so rather than focusing on solely on what was lost, the true lesson of the library lies in understanding how knowledge is created, preserved, and sustained over time. So this is a smart woman. Her name is Hypatia. I might be saying this wrong, but I'm pretty sure it's Hypatia.
Is it a Hypatia?
It might be Hypatia, but I'm calling her Hypatia, okay?
Hypatia.
A little introduction about her.
Hypatia.
Hypatia was a philosopher, astronomer, and mathematician.
What is a philosopher?
A person who studies ideas and beliefs. And mathematician who lived in Alexandria. In Alexandria, Hypatia was a prominent thinker who taught subjects including philosophy and astronomy.
So there was a girl who was smart.
Yeah, there was. There was a lot of smart people.
Because before we were talking about the Library of Alexandria, we only talked about boys, and I thought no girls helped.
Well, we're talking about a girl now. So, Hypatia is the first female mathematician whose life is reasonably well recorded. Ancient sources record that Hypatia was widely beloved by Christians and that she established great influence by pagans and Christians, and that she established great influence with the political elite in Alexandria. Towards the end of her life, Hypatia advised the Roman prefect of Alexandria, who was in the midst of a political feud with Cyril, the bishop of Alexandria.
What is a bishop?
I think it's like
Is it a shop with bish?
No. Bishop is I think it's like a religious position, I think.
Oh, I thought it was a bishop.
And rumors spread accusing her of preventing the Roman prefect from reconciling with Cyril.
Horatius?
Orestes, I think that's how you say it. And in March 415 AD, she was murdered by a mob of Christians led by a lector named Peter.
But I thought that was only in stories.
Well, I actually, we don't know if this is true, but it's highly, I don't know, true? So, in the 20th century, Hypatia became seen as an icon for women's rights and a precursor to the feminist movement. Since the late 20th century, some portrayals have associated Hypatia's death with the destruction of Alexandria.
Why?
We don't know. We're just saying that because she's a girl, maybe. Yeah, because she's a smart girl. And despite the historical fact that the library no longer existed during Hypatia's lifetime, Hypatia's death sent shockwaves through the empire. And for centuries, philosophers had been seen as effectively untouchable. And during the displays of public violence that sometimes occurred in Roman cities, and the murders of a female philosopher at the hands of a mob was seen as dangerous. This is another picture of her.
So different.
Mm-hmm. And before we end this, a really cool fact. Did you know that there's now a modern library in Alexandria, located in Alexandria, called the Bibliotheca Alexandrina.
Wait, why is it called the Bibliotheca?
Bibliotheca is I think, it's kind of like reading. It has something to do with reading and books.
Oh.
And this library is designed to hold up to 8 million volumes.
Is that even more than 40,000 to 400,000?
Yes. So,
I bet it's even bigger than the Library of Alexandria. I want to go there.
I think so. I really want to go there, too.
Dang.
And that's on my bucket list. So, that's something cool to know. Okay. That's all for today. Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Thank you.